Entrepreneurs don't fail only because of bad ideas. They fail because they try to do everything themselves. Their ego gets in the way. If you're spending hours per day taking sales calls, fulfilling your clients, doing the marketing, shooting content, editing your content, doing data analysis, and just doing everything by yourself, you're not only working in your company as an employee, you're also limiting the growth of your company. Guys, my name is Omer Bloch. I'm the co-founder of Remote Latinos, and over the last several years, we've hired over 1,500 people from 40 different countries, working with hundreds and hundreds of different business owners, people like Eddie Malouf, Ryan Pineda, James Hodges, Nick Perry, and many other killers and influencers in the digital marketing and real estate space. I'm making this video because I want to help you guys understand why outsourcing and delegating is the most important thing you can do this year in order to grow and scale your company. Because if you're not currently doing it, it is something that you absolutely need to start doing. Nothing great was built alone. Hell, Rome wasn't built in one day. Everything great takes people. And the greater you want something to be, the more people you're gonna need. There's obviously a way to grow and be lean and mean. However, in order for you to hit $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 per month, you're gonna need help, right? Whether it's from the front end with appointment setters, cold callers, and salespeople, or from the back end when it comes to marketing, systems, operations, whatever the case may be. The smartest and most successful entrepreneurs I know today are the kings of delegation. They have understood that doing everything by themselves limits their ability to grow and also makes them work a lot harder. Where in reality, yes, we wanna work hard, but we also wanna learn the trick of delegation. And it can start with something very minuscule, for instance, cold calling, or doing executive assistant type of work like booking flights or doing data analysis or financial tracking. And it can grow into something much larger, which could be operations, could be sales, it could be eventually an executive type of role. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to outsource, how to delegate. So number one, you can buy back your time. Number two, you can focus on growing your business. And number three, with the time that you have now, not only can you grow the business, but you can also enjoy time with your family, friends, travel, or doing any other passion projects that you have. Because at the end of the day, you got into entrepreneurship because you wanted to win. And you wanted to win by growing your business, making a lot of money, and having time. That is the reason people are entrepreneurs. You're not an entrepreneur to be an employee for your company. You're an entrepreneur because you want to grow, you want to scale, you want to live an amazing life, you want to take risks, you want to learn from your failures, and most importantly, you have to realize that everything great takes a team. The greater the thing is, the greater the team needs to be. I'm going to dive into a few different points here on why outsourcing works and how you can do this for you. This is what I call the sauce. Number one, time is your most valuable asset, right? And by the way, time is the most valuable asset for human beings in general. But for entrepreneurs, it is a little bit more valuable because our time helps pay for other people's times. Our money goes and spreads to other people. So we are responsible for a lot of different humans in our life, which makes us a little bit more important. Just kidding, nobody's more important than other people, but what it is, the truth here is that time is your most valuable asset, which means whatever you're currently doing, if you were to calculate all of this and you divide it by how many hours you're doing this and you look at your revenue, you can calculate what your hourly worth is. And I guarantee you, majority of you guys are doing anywhere from $100 to $200 an hour, which doesn't sound too bad. However, when you meet people that are doing $5,000, $10,000 to even $20,000 per hour, it makes you question a lot of things. It makes you realize, oh my gosh, maybe I should start focusing on things that are not bringing me revenue and not buying back my time, and helps me focus on things that I actually need to do in order to grow and scale. Going back to the first thing I was talking about when it comes to time, the biggest difference between an entrepreneur and a regular worker is that a regular worker gets measured by their hour. An entrepreneur gets measured by results, by their growth, by their scalability, by their innovation, right? A regular worker clocks in, $8 an hour, clocks out. Clocks in, $12 an hour, clocks out, right? And maybe at times they do have some growth, so maybe at times they do level up to a higher position, but it's a very, very slim growth. It is not a marginal growth. It's not a dynamic growth where it helps them level up in different areas. It's very, very, very minuscule, right? This is why time is your most valuable asset, because you are going to be responsible for multiple salaries in your team. You're going to be responsible for multiple people's livelihood in your company. So think about this. Every hour that you don't spend growing your business and focusing on how to provide more revenue is an hour you can never get back. So if you're currently doing a lot of tedious tasks, you're doing a lot of things that are just clearly not bringing revenue, which is sales and marketing, creating content, for instance, doing cold calling, getting on sales calls, especially at the beginning phase and even in the intermediate phase, right? You're only losing time and you're only making things more difficult. And this is something that I had to learn my first year in business. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm focusing a lot on sales, but there's a lot of things I'm doing that are not sales driven, kind of like doing a lot of executive admin work. I was doing operational work. I was even recruiting at one point. I even tried editing. Guys, all of those things, they can easily be delegated, and you do not need to hire someone that's like super high level, A player that's gonna be charging you $2K a month. You can start with someone that's like $5, $6, even $4 an hour. They'll come in, and if they do the job right and they show up, they will grow. The first few people that worked for me were anywhere from $4 to $6 an hour. And then 1, 2, 3 years later, they're making over $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Because it takes time to grow. As we grow, I'll help them grow, I'll help them earn more money, and we'll get to where we need to get to. And again, this is something I see all the time. Mr. wearing all your hats because I want to save money. Mr. wearing all your hats because I don't know how to delegate. Mr. wearing all your hats because I don't know where to find the people. All of these things are things you're gonna either have to learn or you're gonna have to pay a company to do it for you. But either way, you're gonna need to bring people because again, your time is the most valuable asset you have. Number 2, the reason outsourcing works and the reason delegation works is because you're not hiring people in person. You're actually delegating to offshore talent. Now, let me explain why you're doing this, because local talent can work. I actually know a lot of businesses that hire locally and they've had great results with them. The issue is it's a lot more expensive. You're limited to specific talent only around your area, and you're not moving in with the times. And what I mean by number 3 is where the world is headed with remote work, and AI. It is clear that every single day, the closer we get, people are gonna work with anywhere there's internet. It is clear, and it's gotten much more clear past COVID the last few years, that you do not need to be in an office to run a multi-million-dollar company. Hell, one of the companies that we use on a regular basis, Go High Level, shout out to them, they're a billion-dollar corporation. They have a PO box in Dallas that has 3 people coming in. 99% of their team is remote. Each founder is in a different place in the world, on different time zones. This tells you that if they were able to do this as a billion-dollar corporation with all the stuff that they had to endure over the last several years, I'm pretty sure your agency or your wholesaling company, if you're a lawyer watching this, you can also run your company remote. Now, of course, some businesses are it's a little bit more challenging if it's a brick and mortar business, but that is up to you to figure out how you can go online and how you can provide a service to people through social media, to people through Facebook ads or paid ads in general. That is on you to figure that out. So yes, hiring local talent helps, but again, there's limitations. Where hiring offshore, it's pretty limitless. And by the way, offshore, it could be in Europe, it could be in India, it could be in South America, it could be in Philippines. I hear people hire from all over the world. We've hired from over 40 different countries. 40 different countries. Why is that? Because we've learned how to leverage other people's time in order to help us grow. Because what happens is it's a win-win. I'm hiring someone that is good at a specific skill set and they like doing it. I'm paying them to do this, and they're providing me back the value that we need in order to grow. For instance, I would hire a cold caller in Colombia. The cold caller makes 100 dials a day. He books about 3 to 4 appointments per day, sometimes even 5. Those appointments, if any of them convert into sales, even one sale, they already pay for the cold caller and a commission to the salesperson, and then we keep the rest. So what happens if this happens 3 or 4 or 5 times? We start making a lot more money. This is exactly why people delegate cold calling. Another example is video editing, right? I could hire a video editor in Miami, Florida, or in Atlanta, Georgia, where my 2 home bases are. But guess what? That video editor is probably gonna charge me between $5,000 to maybe $7,000 a month, maybe a little bit less. That is expensive. That's really expensive. We're hiring a really good video editor in South America. You can pay them per project, or you can give them a smaller salary with some commissions and bonuses. Commissions meaning performance pays. So that could also happen. The biggest thing is you want to hire people that are good. You don't want to hire people that are just going to come in and not do the job right. So you got to be very careful when you're offering someone a very low salary, low budget, because guess what? You're basically asking them not to do the job. So you want to make sure you're paying people in a fair way. You want to make sure that you're growing them and they're getting better and better at their job. And ultimately, they're buying back your time. And number 3, this is the most important, it's the fastest way to scale. If you wanted to grow and you want to actually hit your numbers, whatever it is, 50, 100, 200, 500,000 a month, all these companies that I'm aware of have offshore talent. And more of them are going more and more offshore. What do I mean by that? They used to have American sales reps. Now they're hiring sales reps from Colombia and Brazil. They used to have developers in-house in California. Now they're hiring developers in Cuba and Mexico. They used to have all other talents in the US or even locally. Now they're expanding because what they're realizing is people can get the job done from the comfort of their home. They have great internet, they speak great English, they're hungry, they're a lot more loyal, and this is something that you need to be aware of, they're a lot more appreciative of the opportunity. They understand that these kind of opportunities don't come and go every single time. So the one opportunity they have, they get to work from home, they get to pay their bills, they get to grow, they get to save money. They're gonna be very appreciative. Where an American person, a lot of times, feel privileged, they think they can go from job to job, they always wanna make more money, they wanna have benefits, and it doesn't stop. And again, there's good in that because it also challenges you and it helps you to level up, yes. But at what point does that become too much? At what point are you just capped with how much growth you need in order to take care of the few people that you have that are in-house, locally, or even in the US time zone, specifically in the US? So these are things that you want to consider, because ultimately, in order to scale faster, you need to hire offshore talent. You need to focus on hiring people that can provide you the value that you need at a much lower cost. But for them, it's a great cost. For them, it's life-changing money. For them, they've never been paid like this. And that is exactly how you win. That is exactly why Airbnb, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, you name it, they have hundreds, if not thousands, of offshore employees all over the world, and they're only getting started. I mean, there's literally buildings in Colombia, in India, in the Philippines that are headquarters of these companies, because they're noticing, oh my gosh, instead of hiring people in the US, I can just hire someone at a much lower rate. But they're so appreciative of this because this is good money where they're at, and it's a win-win. They get the job done, I get the results, and they get paid, and sometimes they get paid more than they've ever been paid before in their life. That's like one of my goals is my team, is I want to pay them more than they've ever been paid, and the way that happens is they provide value, we grow, I reinvest back into them. It's a win-win every single time. So here's the thing, guys. If you've learned anything, is that you need to outsource, you need to delegate, you need to find a way to find the talent that you're looking for. And the best way to do that, if you actually go to hireremotelyatinos.com, and you sign up for free, you can actually see some of the talent that we have. However, a lot of this can take time and energy and take away from your focus of the day-to-day. Or if you hire Remote Latinos, the talent hunt part, we actually will do the entire recruiting for you. We'll get you on 3 to 5 interviews, and all of them are gonna be rock stars. And you're gonna pick the best person for your company, and you're gonna hire them. So you have two options. Go to hireremotelyatinos.com, or just go to remotelyatinos.com if you want our help to do everything. If you go to hireremotelyatinos.com, that is our marketplace. That is where you put the job ad. That's where you have to do the research. And it's probably the cheapest route for you. Guys, thank you for watching this video. My name is Omer Bloch. I'll see you on the next one.